Friendship versus hobby. Suzanne Marsh. No, oh hell no, there is no way I am getting on a horse. I participated in all your hobbies from that crazy bungee jumping. Remember I fell in the poison ivy? Let's not forget skydiving. Oh, that was really fun. I spent an entire summer with my leg in a cast. Forget it. Yes, but it is good exercise. I have already made reservations for our first lesson. Today at 5 o'clock this evening. We are going to learn to ride on an English saddle. What is an English saddle? It has no saddle horn. Just what am I supposed to hold on to? That is why we are taking lessons. Pick you up at 4. It will be really invigorating. We drove toward what I always termed the country where you see horses and cows, even occasionally sheep. We approached a small farm called Shady Willow. Look, horses. Whoopee. Don't be so negative. Horses are wonderful. Oh really? How do you get the beast? A step ladder? I don't know, maybe. Look, a horse doesn't know left from right. I am going to need a ladder to get on the damn thing. It doesn't have blinker signals, nor does it know left from right. Oh, this a dandy hobby. It will be great fun, you'll see. Ah, here is where we park. We walk up to the barn from here. Oh fine, not only do you drag me here to ride a horse, we have to walk 2 miles to some forsaken barn. Thanks a bunch. Oh, come on Maggie, it isn't that bad. Allison, please find a quiet hobby, will you? Come on, we have to put a little speed in this. We trudged up the hill toward the delightful red gambrel roofed barn. I could smell the horsey fragrance. I was not a happy camper by any stretch of imagination. We entered the barn, and there stood 2 huge horses. My assigned horse's name was Cody Cakes, Maggie's horse's name was Walter. I liked Walter, he was a smaller buckskin, Cody was a tall chestnut with 4 white socks and a blaze. I became rather proficient in horse language over the next year. Jack, our instructor, stepped forward. You must be Allison. No, nice try, I am Maggie. Sorry. The day sunny, cool and crisp, was great weather to horseback. Right, this was turning into I am going to fix Allison, but good. I was hefty while Allison was live. Being hefty made it more difficult to climb up on the horse. I am also short, about 5'0". Jack took both horses and led them out to the paddock. I kept eyeing up Cody Cakes, he seemed to be very tall. I was wondering just how I was supposed to mount this behemoth. Cody Cakes turned his head at my voice. You want me to do what? Are you out of your mind? There is no way my leg is going to reach that thing. Maggie, that thing is a stirrup. You simply place your foot in Jack's hand, he gives you a boost. That would have been great, except I had no conception of how to do this. Let me get this straight. I put my foot in Jack's hands and he boosts me into the saddle. Can't I just use a step stool? No, we are here to learn, remember. How could I forget Allison? How could I forget? Lessons were $35 for 45 minutes. If I was going to spend that much, then yes, Allison was right. Jack cupped his hands together, squatted down, waiting for me to place my foot in his hand. I did, but I don't think he was ready. We both toppled over. Jack tried again with almost the same results. After the 3rd attempt, Jack went and got a small step ladder. He held Cody Cake still until I managed to get in the saddle, backwards, I facing his, but not his head. Allison laughed so hard she cried. I wasn't laughing. Jack helped me turn around. He showed us how to hold our hands. Then he led us out to the paddock. Fresh air, no horse odor, hot dog. Allison went first. I thought that was least I could do. Allison began to walk the horse around the paddock. Jack had her sit straight in the saddle, using her legs only to guide the horse. Jack motioned me to do the same thing. Right, Jack had high hopes that sort of came crashing down. I had no idea how to use my knees to tell that creature to move forward. My hands were shaking, and in my best dog walking voice I yelled, Walk, you miserable hay burner. Allison's jaw dropped as Jack stared at me like I had two horns and a tail. Jack waited for me to regain control of myself. Maggie, Cody Cakes does not respond to your yelling at him. Now, sit up straight, put your hands at your sides and squeeze your knees into his sides. Sure enough, good old Cody Cakes began to walk slowly. I made it around the paddock. Then I made a mistake, one of my knees moved slightly, and before I knew it I was bouncing around on the back of the horse at a fast trot. This was not a good thing. Jack whistled, Cody Cakes began to walk again, thank heaven. Lesson 2: the following week was a catastrophe if ever there was one. Allison was running late, so she decided to make up time on the back roads, making us even later. We finally arrived to find Jack, waiting this time with two large horses. Apparently our assigned horses had been sold. The horse I was now assigned to was a tall white horse with the name Pegasus. Allison was assigned a very large buckskin. Jack informed us that both were geldings, whatever that meant. Pegasus was stomping his hooves impatiently, waiting for me to get on. "Ah, come on Jack, I needed a damn step ladder last week, I need a larger ladder now." "How tall is this creature?" "Pegasus is 17.5 hands high." "Okay, so what does that mean to me?" "He is roughly 71 inches. That was all I needed to hear." "Jack, there is no way I can get on that horse. He is twice as tall as I am at least." "Maggie, you got on Cody Cakes, he was 16 hands. That was bad enough. That horse is huge. He's is really gentle, you'll be fine." Jack grabbed the larger of the two-step ladders, prayed that I would land on the front of the horse. I grabbed hold of the saddle as I was shown. Pegasus, at that precise moment, decided to shift his weight to another hoof. I found myself draped over the saddle lengthwise. Jack stood there in amazement. "Maggie, how did you do that? Last time you were but first, this time you hanging over the saddle." "I'll hold Pegasus while you pull yourself up, facing hopefully the front of the horse." Jack wasn't exactly optimistic at that point. I was not enjoying Allison's newest hobby at all. I was not made to sit on this beast. Jack led us out to the paddock once again. Allison, as was always the case, went first. Today we were learning to post with the horse. I don't think post is the best description, more like the bounce, grip, pray maneuver. Allison rode as if she were born to the saddle, I rode more like, holy crap, I hope I stay on this creature. Super glue would not have helped at this point. I nudged Pegasus, just as Jack instructed. That would have been fine, but Pegasus had other ideas. He decided a nice canter would be more pleasant. There I was hanging on for dear life, Pegasus showing off how smooth he could canter. Jack whistled, Pegasus slowed down. "Maggie, trot not canter." "I didn't do that." "He did." "All right, try again." I did better this time. I bounced around the paddock. By the time the lesson ended my butt was sore. I now understood the term saddle sore. I gritted my teeth as I dismounted. Jack whispered, "A nice hot soak will fix that." The nice hot soak did resolve the issue, and I decided I was going to conquer Pegasus. I did, and have enjoyed horses ever since. Allison continued to change hobbies like other people change their underwear.